How can we understand projection? Because people project way more than they think they do. And it's because people have no idea that they are projecting. Well, let's look at this analogy. Imagine that you have a log in your hands right now. It's about this big. But this log is on fire. It's hot, right? You're holding on to this hot log and it's full of fire. And what happens is when you throw it down on the ground, it comes right back up into your hands. You throw it down, it comes right back up. So what happens is you don't want it to come back on your hands. So instead, you take that log and you throw it to somebody else's hands. Now somebody else has this hot log full of fire and they're whoa, 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 whoa. So then what they do is they drop it. And then when they drop it, it comes right back to your hands. Or what they can do is after you throw the log to them and oh man, it's hot. They throw that log right back to you. So what's happening here is that the log is our triggers. It's our wound that we have within us. That is why it belongs to us. So no matter if we throw it to somebody else or if we throw it on the ground, it's gonna come back to us because the wound belongs to us. Why is it on fire? Because that's what it's like when you're triggered, when you have all this emotion. It's like fiery darts just flaming all over the place. It's hot. It's with a lot of anger, a lot of emotion. So when something is hot like that, and the natural thing to do is to flinch. It's hot. Oh no, ouch! That's a hot stove. You flinch, right? That's what happens with people when they're dealing with their emotions. Their emotions are too hot. Their emotions are too much to handle, to deal with. The sadness is too heavy. The anger is too much. So instead of them just dealing with their emotions, they would rather just throw it back onto somebody else. But look what happens. It keeps coming back to the source, back to you, right? Back to you, because it's your wound that you have to address. But how do you get the fire to burn out? Well, what happens is you have this log in your hand and it's hot, right? You have to acknowledge that it's hot. This is hot. As soon as you start to acknowledge that it's hot, it's going to start to cool down. And once you sit with it, once you allow yourself to feel how hot it is, it's going to start to go down immediately. The same thing with your triggers. When you have a wound and you are triggered, you have to acknowledge that you are triggered from that wound. You have to acknowledge, I am angry. Or I am sad, or you don't want to affirm that, but you have to say, yes, this made me mad. This made me sad. I'm feeling this way. When you do so, when you do this, then you are addressing the trigger. You are addressing the wound. You are addressing the energy. You are addressing all of the emotions. And when you address it, you sit with it, you deal with it, you heal it, those triggers subside and they go away. So you don't project.